Hello?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think there's something wrong with the mic setting. Let me just try again.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Acharya. Can you hear us?
See, it worked fine last time. I don't know what happened today.
You hear
Sir,
us?
Sir cannot hear us, I guess. Sir, you cannot hear.
Now can you hear me?
Yes. We can hear you.
Yes,
We can hear.
So,
can hear you, sir.
it's
Yes,
something
sir.
wrong with my mic.
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah, but then I've taken out the earphones, so that means something was wrong with the mic. So let me just try again. If not, we can proceed without the mic for the time being at least. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
G.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
The mic is not functioning. You're hearing me without the mic. 1 second. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll start off. Om Sada Shiva Om Sagana Bhavatu Sagana Bhavatu Sagaviriam Tejasvinavadhinastu Vidvishavahe Om Tat Sat. Om Shivaya. Good morning, everybody. I can't hear anybody.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are now looking at the seventh adhyaya, the seventh chapter. And this is a chapter which is called, it's a chapter on Brahma Vidya again, as usual. And here Brahman is called Bhuma. So another name for this chapter is Bhuma Vidya. It's a very famous name in Shastram. Bhuma also means Brahman. So this is a dialogue between two Manasa Putras of Brahmaji. One is Sanat Kumara and one is Narada. So Sanat Kumara is the Guru and Narada is the Shishya. So in the first section, we will be seeing a story which introduces the Guru and Shishya. So let us look at the first mantra. We will chant. Adihi Bhagava iti
Adhihi Bhagavati
Upasasada Sanat Kumaram
Upasasada Sanat Kumaram.
Narada Tam Hovacha
Narada
Yadvetkatena Mopasida Tasya Urdhvam Vakshyamiti Hovacha. So I'll first give you the gist of the story. Narada approaches Sanat Kumara and says, "O Lord, teach me. Adihi Bhagava iti. Please teach me, O Lord." Sanat Kumara says, "First you tell me what all you know, and then I can decide what I should teach." So Narada gives a very long list and then finally says, I am still a samsari because I am still sorrowful. Right? And he says that I have heard that there is some knowledge which removes all sorrow. So tarati shokam atmavid. Having studied that, having understood that knowledge, atmavid, the one who knows the atma, tarati shokam, will cross the ocean of sorrow. And through this story, we get a overview of some of the points of Shastra. First being that however learned a Shishya is, he cannot study Atma Vidya without a teacher. And then Atma Vidya is eternal, anadi. Because the fact that I go to a teacher, I go to a guru, means that that guru has learned from his guru. And his guru has learned from his guru. And therefore, to that parampara, to that chain, there is no end. Therefore, Atma Vidya is anadi. And of course, certain qualifications are indicated. So, Nitya, Anitya, Vastu Vivekaha, Vairagyam. So, Narada, remember, belongs to a very, very rich and famous family, and they have any amount of wealth. But even then, Vairagyam, dispassion, has to be developed. Then there should be education, the power to discriminate. There should be character. And remember, one more thing Narada had, he was given since he was a Manasa Putra of Brahmaji, he was superior to most people and he could travel anywhere at will. So that was one power which he had. That also you will see in the story. So look at the words. Naradaha Sanat Kumaram Upasasada. Narada Upasasada approached Sanat Kumara, and said, Bhagavaha, O Lord, Adihi iti. Adihi means to teach. Tam hovacha, to that Narada, yad vethat ten momapasida. Sanat Kumara says, tell me what you already know and mopasida, come to me as a disciple. Tat tasya urdhvam bakshyami iti. Thereafter I will teach you more. This is what Narada says in this particular mantra. Gist is that Narada goes to Sanat Kumara, says, please teach me. Sanat Kumara says, I want to understand what you know. So you let me know, then I'll know where to start to teach. So then the second mantra. Rigvedam Bhagavaha.
Rigvedam
Bhagavaha.
Adhyemi Yajurvedam.
Adhyemi
Vedam.
Amavedam Atharvanam. Chaturtham Itihasa Puranam.
Puranam.
Panchamam Vedanam Vedam Pitriyam.
Pancham Vedanam Vedam Pitriyam.
Rashim Daivam Nidhim.
Rashim Daivam Nidhim.
Vako Vakyam Ekayanam.
Vakyam Vedayanam.
Deva Vidyam, Brahma Vidyam, Bhuta Vidyam.
Deva Vidyam, Brahma Vidyam, Bhuta Vidyam.
Chatra Vidyam.
Chatra Vidyam.
Chatra Vidyam.
Tatra Vidyam.
Sarpa Devajana Vidyam.
Sarvadeva Jana Vidyam.
Etad Bhagavodhyemi. So, this is a list of the things which Narada knows. He is answering Sanat Kumara's question. Bhagavaha, O Lord, Rigvedam Adhyemi. I know Rigveda. Then Yajurvedam, Samavedam, Atharvanam, Chaturtham. These four I know. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, I know. So we have to understand here that since he said that I am still a samsari, how should we interpret this statement that I know these four Vedas?
He has studied it in his Brahmacharya ashram when he was a brahmachari.
So he knows it as the Parayanam. The mantra
Yes.
chantings he knows, but he does not know the Upanishad meanings. Then Itihasa Puranam Panchamam. So this is the fifth Veda. And here Shankara makes a commentary. In his commentary, he makes a remark saying that Itihasa should be taken as the stories which you will find in the Veda. And Purana is to be taken as all the mythological stories which you will find in the Veda itself. Then Vedanam Vedam, literally meaning that by which Veda is known. And Shankara helps us here by saying, understand this as Vyakaranam, Vedic grammar. Then Pitriyam. Pitriyam is Pitra karmas like Shraddha, etc. Then Rashim. Rashim is mathematics. Daivam. Daivam is the knowledge of which events are good omens and which events are bad omens. You know, like people say, a black cat crossing you is a bad omen. So this kind of knowledge, which is bad and just good. Nidhim, the science of looking for treasure. Nidhi literally means treasure, right? So Nidhim, the science of finding out various treasures which are under the ground. Then Vakyo Vakyam. Here again, Shankara comes to our help. Says this is Tarka Shastra, logic. Then Ekayanam. Ekayanam is Dharma Adharma Shastra, law and justice. So Niti Shastra. Deva Vidyam. So Deva Vidyam here is not knowledge about the Vedas. Shankara says this is etymology. Etymology, the derivation of how various Vedic words are derived. So Niruktam, we call it. Then Brahma Vidyam. So Shankara here says Brahma here means Siksha. So Siksha, Kalpam, Chanda Shastram, that is phonetics, all those which you have seen in Taittiriya Upanishad. Application of the mantra, the rituals, which mantra is to be applied where, what are the Vedic chandas. This is all Brahma Vidya, not the Brahma Vidya which we talk about, Atma Vidya. Then Bhuta Vidyam. So Bhuta Vidyam is Bhautika Shastra, physical sciences. Then Shatra Vidyam is Dhanurveda, archery. Then Nakshatra Vidya is astrology. And Sarpa Vidya. In the old days, there was the particular technique of removing snake poison. So Sarpa Vidya it is called. If a snake bites you, how to remove that poison and save your life. This is also called somewhere Garuda Shastra, because Garuda is supposed to be enemy of the snakes. And to remove snake poison, in traditional places, Garuda mantras are chanted. Then Deva Jana Vidya. So various arts like dance, music, culture, etc. Because Devas are supposed to be very good at arts. And again, Devaloka is meant for Bhoga only, right? So Devas would be good at arts because they have to enjoy themselves. There is no karma in Devaloka. It's not a karma bhumi. It's a Bhoga bhumi. And it says, Etad Bhagavo Adhyami. All this I know, O Lord. Okay. Now we look at the next mantra. Mantra number 713. Soham Bhagavo.
Soham
Bhagavo.
Mantra Videvasmi.
Mantra
Natma Vitrutam. Eva me Bhagavad Rishyebhyaha.
Eva me Bhagavad Rishyebhyaha.
Tarati Shokam Atmavid iti.
शोकमात्मविद्यति
Soham Bhagava Sochami.
सोऽहं
सोऽहं
भगवत्
भगवत् शोचामि
Ma Bhagavan Shokasya Param.
भगवान् शोकस्य
भगवान् शोकस्य पारम्
Prayatviti.
कारयति
Tamhovacha.
तं उवाच
Yadvai kinchaitat.
यद्वै किञ्चैतत्
Yaghishthanamayva etat.
अध्यभीष्टामैवैतत्
So you might be wondering if he knows so many things, very accomplished person. Why does such person come to Sanatana? So he says, Soham Bhagavaha Mantravit Eva Asmi. He says, O Lord, I am only the knower of mantras. I know only the mantras, the chanting. So Shankara here says, Mantravit should be taken as Karmavit. So he says, I know the mantras and I know all the karmas associated with it. Meaning basically, I am a master of Karma Kanda, Veda Purva, but na Atmavit. But I don't know about the Atma. And then he says, Shrutam Heva Me Bhagavan Drishyabhya. I have heard from great persons like you, O Bhagavan. And this is a very, very famous quotation. Tarati Shokam Atmavit iti. The knower of Atma crosses over sorrow. A very, very famous quotation. And this mantra alone is the basis of the 11th verse of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, where he says, Panditaha na shojati. This is the basic mantra on which that verse is based. And then he says, however, Soham Bhagavaha Sochami. That I, Soham, so Saha Aham. I who was described earlier by me, that I. Hey Bhagavan, Sochami, I am suffering from sorrow. That Soham is very important. So he says, Saha Aham, that person whom I described earlier, who is a master of so many subjects. Sochami, I am suffering from sorrow. And tam ma Bhagavan Shokasya Param Parayutu iti. So that tam, that grieving me, it's a very, very, peculiar combination of words. Tam, he refers to himself as the third person. That grieving Narada, who is ma Bhagavan, me, Bhagavan Shokasya Param Tarayatu iti. So please take me across the ocean of sorrow. Shokasya Param Tarayatu. Please take me across the ocean of sorrow. And then Tam Hovacha. To that Narada, Sanat Kumara Hovacha, Sanat Kumara said, Yadvai Kinchaitat Adhyagishta. So whatever you have learned, Adhyagishta is learning. So whatever you have learned, Namaiva etat. These are only names. These are only words. And now Shankara is going to employ a particular technique. He is going to start teaching upasanas. Okay. And whenever the teaching of the upasana is over, Sanat Kumara has taught a upasana. And Narada won't be happy because he thinks there is something beyond this. So he will say, is there anything more, O Lord? The first upasana is Nama Brahman. There are 15 of them. The last upasana is Prana Brahma Upasana. So let us see the first one. This is the fourth mantra. Nama Varig Vedo Yajurveda Samavedaha. Tarvanashtat Chaturtha. Ihasa Purana Panchamo Vedanam Vedaha.
पञ्चमो वेदानां वेदः
Rashi Daivo
योराशिदैवो
Vidirvakyo Vakyam
निर्वाक्यम्
Ekayanam Deva Vidya Brahma Vidya Bhuta Vidya Shatra Vidya
एकायनं देवविद्या ब्रह्मविद्या भूतविद्या क्षत्रविद्या
Nakshatra Vidya Sarpajana Vidya Sarpadevajana Vidya Namaivetat
नक्षत्रविद्या सर्वदेवजनविद्या नामैवैतत्
Namo Pasvasveti Sanat Kumara, having heard the whole list only once, he reels out that entire list again. And then he says, Namai Vaitat. These are all names, these are all words only. What should you do? Nama Upasva Iti. You should meditate upon any Nama. What will happen? The Nama becomes the Alambanam. Okay. I will request all of you all to mute your mics because the feedback will come onto the recording. And since these are all names and words only,
Acharyaji, I think only you can chant because it's causing so much of chaos when all of us are chanting.
yeah, fine. Then I think you should just keep all your mics muted. I want to ask a question at that time, you can unmute and then mute yourself again. So, Nama Upasvasva iti. You should meditate on any Nama. On any name you can meditate. Because whenever you meditate upon a name, that name becomes the substratum, the Alambanam. So, we'll just recall what all are the factors in our Upasana. We have the Upasaka, the meditator, the Alambanam, the symbol upon which the Lord is invoked, the deity is invoked, and the Upasyam, the deity which is being invoked. So Upasaka, Alambanam, Upasyam. Why is the Alambanam required? Because Devatas are not visible to us and they have to be invoked on the Alambanam. The Alambanam must be in front of you, must be Pratyaksham because Devata is not. And the Alambanams are of two types. And that we know, there is a Pratima Alambanam and there is a Pratika Alambanam. So what is a Pratima Alambanam? You know, anything which has any Alambanam, any form which has very clearly demarcated limbs, like hands, legs, head, nose, all these are very clearly seen. They are called Pratimas. So Krishna statue, Rama statue, photos, these are all very clear. Limbs can be seen, eyes, nose, everything can be seen. It's Pratima. And Pratika is where there are no clear parts. Like you have Shivalingam, Salagramam, all these things. And under the name, under this category of Pratika, the words also fall. Names also fall. So the Upasana that Sanat Kumara is going to teach is called Nama Brahma Upasana. So obviously the Alambanam is the name. Upasyam, the deity is Brahman. And therefore we have to visualize the Nama as Brahman. And therefore it is called Nama Brahma Upasana. What is the phalam of the Upasana? It depends on the type of the Upasana. So you have a Sakama Upasana, where the phalam will be according to your Sankalpa, the request you have made while you started the Upasana. And you have Nishkama Upasana, where the phalam is Chitta Shuddhi. So the Sakama Upasana phalam is given in the 5th mantra, which we will chant. Sayo Nama Brahmet Upasate.
ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते
Avan Namno Gatam Tatrasya.
नोक्तं
गतं तत्रास्य
यथा कामचरो भवति
यथा कामचरो भवति
यो नाम ब्रह्मेतुपासते
यो नाम ब्रह्मेत्युपासते
अस्ति भगवो नाम्नो भूय इति
अस्ति भगवतो नामो
नाम्नो भूय इति
नाम्नो वा भूयोऽस्ति इति
नाम्नो वा भूयो
भूयोऽस्तीति
मे भगवान् रवीतित्व इति
तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत् इति
So you can please mute yourselves. So what is the phalam? Sayonam brahmet upasate. The person who meditates on that nama of Brahman, on nama Brahman, yavan namno gatam, wherever names can go, that upasaka can also go. Tatasya yatha kamacharo bhavati, tatra asya yatha kam acharo bhavati. Wherever he wants to go, kam acharo bhavati. Wherever he wants to go, he can go. He can go to all the lokas wherever the name is found. So here Narada says, okay, Bhagavan, is there something which is more all-pervading than nama? So whatever is being said is nama is everywhere, therefore it is all-pervading. And therefore you can meditate upon that nama and you will go wherever the nama is found. You will be able to go. So Narada wants to know whether there is something more all-pervading than nama. And therefore, I would like to meditate upon that only. So he says, Yo nam brahmet upasate, that nama Brahman, which I am going to meditate upon, namno bhuya iti asti bhagavaha. Is there anything more bhuya, more pervading than namaha? And then Sanat Kumara says, namno vava bhuyosti iti. There is something more pervading than nama, which is more all-pervading than names and words. And then Sanat Kumara says, Tanme Bhagwan Bravitviti, Tanme Bhagwan Bravitu iti. So Bravitviti has to be broken up. Tanme Bhagwan Bravitu iti. Please tell me that, oh Lord. Okay. So in the following sections, you will find that each section has one upasana. And since we have had a overdose of upasanas long ago, all the first 5 sections, I am proposing that we will not do word-to-word translation like we did in the upasanas. We will just summarize the mantra. With this, the first section is over. Now it is Dvitiya Khandaha, mantra number 1, 7, 2, 1. Bhagavau namno bhuyasi.
नाम
भूयसी
Bhagava rigvedam vignapayati.
भागवा
ऋग्वेदं
ऋग्वेदं
विज्ञापयति
Vedam samavedam atharvanam.
यजुर्वेदं सामवेदम् आथर्वणम्
आथर्वणम्
Urtham itihasa puranam panchamam.
चतुर्थम्
तीर्थम्
इतिहासं पुराणं
इतिहासपुराणं
पञ्चम्
पञ्चमम्
Vedanam vedam vitriyam.
वेदानां
वेदानां
वेदं
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 प्रियम्
विद्यम्
Achim daivam nidhim.
दैवं
राशिं दैवं
दैवं
निधिम्
निधिम्
Kyo vakyame kayanam.
वाक्यमे
वाक्यमेकायम्
Deva vidyam, brahma vidyam, bhuta vidyam, shatra vidyam.
देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां
भूतविद्यां
शस्त्रविद्यां
Shatra vidyam, sarpadeva jana vidyam.
विद्यां
शत्रविद्यां
सर्वदेव
सर्पदेवजनविद्यां
Divyam cha prithivim.
दिव्यं च
दिव्यं
पृथिवीं
च
च
पृथिवीं
पृथिवीम्
Vayum cha akasham.
वायुचं
च
आकाशं
वायुं चाकाशं
Chapashta tejascha. Devascha Manushyaschа
देवांश्च मनुष्यांश्च
Pashuscha Vayasi
पशूंश्च
धूंश्च वयांसि
वयांसि
Tran Vanaspatin
Vanaspati
वनस्पति
Vapadani
Vapani
श्वापदानि
Akita Patanga Pipalikam
अकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकम्
Pipilakam
आकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकम्
Dharma Chadharma
धर्मचाधर्म
चाधर्मं च
Cha Satyam Chanradam
सत्यं
सत्यं
चानृतम्
चानृतम्
Sadhu Cha Sadhu
साधु
साधु
चा
च
साधु
साधु
Charadayagnyam
च
हृदयज्ञं
हृदयज्ञम्
Charadayagnyam
च
आहृदयज्ञं
हृदयज्ञम्
Yadvai Vangana Abhivishpanna Abhivishyanna
यद्वै
यद्वै
वाङाभिविश्यन्
वाङ्नाभिः
Dharmo Nadharmo Paishyan
धर्मो नाधर्मो
अधर्मो
विज्ञापयिष्यन्
वज्ञापयिष्यम्
Satyam Naratam
सत्यं
सत्यं
नानृतम्
नानृतम्
Na sadhu na sadhu
न साधु न
साधु
साधु
नासाधु
Hridayagno na hridayagno
न
न
हृदयज्ञो
हृदयज्ञो
न
नाहृदयज्ञो
हृदयज्ञो
Ge Vaitat Sarvam
वागे
भागे
वै
वै
तत्
तत्सर्वं
सर्वम्
Vignapayati
विज्ञापयति
ज्ञापयति
Acham Upasveti.
वाचम्
वाचम् उपास्वेति
उपास्वेति
Okay. So please mute yourself. The question was, what is more all-pervading than Nama? And the answer here is the Vak Indriyam. This organ which utters the Nama, that is more pervasive than Nama. And Shankara gives the reason. Nama is the Karyam. The Vak Indriyam is the Karanam. Therefore, Vak Indriyam is superior to Nama. And therefore, it is because of Vak alone that you are able to know. And he gives the whole list again. Rig Vedam, Yajur Vedam, Sama Vedam, Matharvanam, Chaturtham. Entire list he gives up to Sarpa Deva Jana Vidyam. You are able to know only because of Vak Indriyam. And Sanat Kumar adds a few more here. Divam cha prithvim cha vayum cha akasham cha apascha tejascha. Divam cha prithvim, heaven and earth. Vayum cha akasham, vayu and akashaha. Cha apascha tejasta, agni and water. Apaha and agni. So all the panchabhutas you are able to know. Not only that, devascha, manushyaschcha, pashuscha. Deva, manusya and pashu. Gods, humans and animals. You are able to know only because of Vakindriyam. And not only that, Vayasi, birds. Then Tran Vanaspatin. Tran is grass. Vanaspatin is plants. Then Shwapadani, animals. Then Akita, Patanga, Pipilakam. Akita is insects. Patanga is flies. Pipilakam are ants. Then another whole list is given. Dharma, Chadharma, Satyam, Cha Anrutam, Sadhu, Cha Asadhu, Cha Hridayagnyam, Cha Ahridayagnyam. Right? So if the Vakindriyam were not there, Yadvai Vang na Abhivishyannaha, then nobody can know anything. So Vak is everything. Therefore, what should you do? Vage vai tat sarvam vignapayati. You must meditate upon Vak only. And what is meditation upon? Vak Brahma. Vak, sense organ, to be meditated upon as Brahman. Okay. And what is the benefit of this meditation? What is the phalam? So the Phalashruti is given in mantra 722. You will chant. Stoyo vacham brahmetupasate.
Sayo vacham brahmetyupaste.
Yavad vacho gatam.
Yavadvacho
Vacho gatam.
Vasogatam.
Trasya yatha kamacharo.
Asya yatha
Satrasya
kamacharo.
Bhagavatiyo vacham.
Bhavati
Bhavatiyo
Uvacha
vacham.
Brahmeti upasate asti.
Brahmeti
upasate
Upaste asti.
Bhagavo vacho bhuya iti.
Bhagavo vacho bhuya iti.
Vacho vava bhuyosti iti.
Vacho
Vacho
Vava
vava bhuyosti iti.
Me bhagwan bravitu iti.
Tanme
Me
Bhagavan
bhagavan bravitu iti.
So the first sentence is the Phalashruti. Sayo vacha brahmeti upasate. The one who worships that Vacham Brahman. Yavad vacho gatam, wherever that vach can travel to, wherever the vak indriyam can travel to, tatrasya yatha kama acharo bhavati. The upasaka can also travel to wherever the vak travels to. So then Narada says, Yo vacham brahmeti upasate asti bhagavo vacho bhuya iti. Is there anything more bhuya, more pervasive than vak? And Sanat Kumara says, Vacho vava bhuyosti iti. Yes, there is something more pervasive than vak. And then Narada says, Tanme Bhagavan pravitu iti. Please tell me, O Lord. And what is the next one? What is more pervasive than vak? Can you guess?
Mind.
Okay.
Manaha.
Mana. So more pervasive than vak is mana. So we will look at mantra number 3. Mano vava vacho bhuyaha.
Mano
No
vava
vava vacho
vacho
bhuyaha.
bhuyaha.
Vai dvaiva amlake.
Yatha
Yatha
Vai
vai dve vamalake.
Eva kole.
Dveva
Dve
Ko
va kole.
Ova akshau.
Dvau
Dvau
va akshau.
vakshau.
Mushthiranu bhavati.
Mushtiranubhavati
Mushtiranu
Bhavati.
bhavati.
Evam vacham cha nama.
Evam
Evam
Vacham
Evam
vacham cha
vacham cha
nama.
nama.
Manonubhavati.
Cha
Manonubhavati
Mano anubhavati.
Yada
anubhavati.
manasa manasyati.
Sa
Yada
yada
Manasa
Yada
manasa
manasa
manasyati.
manasyati.
Mantran adhiyeti.
Mantranadhi
Mantran
Tran adhiyeti.
adhiyati.
Adhite.
Yatha Dhite
Dhite.
Karmani kurviyeti.
Karmani
Karmani
Karmani kurviyeti.
kurviyeti.
Kurute putramscha.
Yat Kurute Putram
Kurute
Kurute putramscha.
putramscha.
Pashuscha.
Pashu
Pashuscha.
Shuscha.
Ichcheyeti.
Ichcheti.
Cheyeti.
Athechata imam cha lokam amum.
Cheta imam
Chata
cha
imam cha
lokam
loka
amum.
amum.
Athechata imam cha lokam amum.
Cheta
Tathi
imam cha lokam amum.
Ichcheyeti.
Ichhe
Ichcheyeti.
Ichcheti.
Atha ichchate mano yatma mano hi loko.
Ath
Atha
Ichhate
Ichchate mano
mano
hyatma mano
atma
hi
mano hi
loko.
loko.
Mano hi brahma mana upasasveti.
Mano Hi
Mano hi
No hi
Brahma
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 mana
mana
upasveti.
upasasveti.
So this is Sanat Kumara. Mano vava vacho bhuyaha. The mind is more pervasive, more superior than the Vakindriyam. And he gives an example. Yatha vai dveva amalake dveva, kole, dvauva, aksho, mushthir, anubhavati. So mushti is a fist which is closed, clenched fist. So just as a person is able to hold in his two fruits, right? In his fists, what two fruits that he is holding. So dvaiva amalako, two gooseberries he holds, or dvaiva kole. So kole is a plum, or he holds two plums, or dvaiva akshaha. Aksha is rudrakshaha, right? So what is he saying? The person who is holding these fruits in his hand, he is able to feel the fruits only because of his hand. Therefore, that which enables you to feel is superior to that which is felt. Therefore, the hand is superior to the fruits. So this is the example. And therefore, evam vacham cha nama cha mano anubhavati. In the same way, the mind is able to grasp both the vacham and nama. The mind is able to grasp both the vak and the nama. And therefore, what is it? The mind is compared to the hand, and the vak, indriyam, and the nama are compared to the fruits. Therefore, the mind is more pervading, is superior to nama and vaka. Therefore, what is being said is that the mind has a strength, which is called a Shakti. Now, what is that Shakti? The desire to say something. So the mind first has to have the ichha to say something, the desire to say something, and then alone, with that desire, the Vakindriyam will verbalize the nama, and the nama will be heard. Therefore, here it is said that the mind has a desire, Shakti, the will. That will in the mind is more pervading than the instrument which utters. And he gives an example. Sayada manasa manasyati mantra. Supposing I want to learn Veda. Adhi yeti atha adite karmani kurvi yeti. So first the desire has to come. Then I can tell the Vakindriyam to utter the name, and then the nama comes out. That is one example. He gives one more example. Atha kurute putranscha pashumscha ichcheyeti atha ichchetha. Supposing he desires a putra, a son, or a pashu animal, then he has to first express his desire, tell somebody, and then only that object of his desire is attained. So two things is, the mind is superior to other things because it is in the mind that there is the willpower to desire. So similarly, imam cha lokam amum cha itcheyeti. Similarly, imam cha lokam iha loka prapti, this world, and amum paraloka prapti. The same sequence is being talked about. First there is a desire, that desire is expressed, and then there is action. Therefore, atha ichhate mano yatma mano hi loko mano hi brahma. Mind alone, which desires, is the loka. Mind alone is the atma, and mind alone is the brahman. Therefore, mana upasasveti. Therefore, meditate upon the mind. So right now, mind is being presented as superior to Vakindriyam as well as nama. And the next mantra gives the Phalasruti. We will chant. Sayo mano brahmeti upaste.
Sayo mano brahmetyupaste.
Yavan manaso gatam tatrasya.
Yavan manaso gatam tatrasya.
Kamacharo bhavati.
यथा
Yatha
कामचारो भवति
यो मनो ब्रह्मेदुपासते अस्ति
यो मनो
यो मनो
ब्रह्मेत्युपासते
ब्रह्मेत्युपासते
अस्ति
वो मनसो भूय इति
भगवो
भगवो मनसो भूय इति
मनसो वाव भूयोऽस्ति इति
मनसो
मनसो वावभूयोऽस्ति इति
मे भगवन् ब्रवीतु इति
तन्मे
मे
भगवान्
भगवान् ब्रवीतु इति
सो स यो मनो ब्रह्मेति उपास्ते यावन् मनसो गतम् wherever whoever meditates upon the mind brahma mind mana brahma yavan manoso gatam wherever the mind can travel to tatrasya yatha kama acharo bhavati the upasaka can also travel to. So Sanatana Kumara says that you meditate upon mana brahma and Narada is not satisfied, so he says yo mano brahmeti upaste asti bhagavo manasa bhuya iti. Is there anything, O Lord, more pervasive than the mind? And Sant Kumara says, yes. Manoso vava bhuyo asti. There is something more pervasive. Tanme Bhagavan bravitu iti. Please tell me, O Lord. With this, the Tritiya Khandaha, third section is over. As I said, each section is basically one upasana. So, Atha Chaturtha Khandaha. We look at the first mantra, 4-1. Sankalpo vava manaso bhuyan
संकल्पो वाव मनसो भूयान्
yada vai sankalpayate
यथा वै
यदा वै संकल्पयते
manasyati atha
थ मनस्यति अथ
vacham irayati
वाचं
वाचं ईरयति
mu namni irayati
नाम्नि ईरयति
namni mantra ekam bhavanti
नाम्नि मन्त्रा एकं भवन्ति
mantreshu karmani.
मन्त्रेषु
मन्त्रेषु कर्माणि.
So here the what is superior to the mind is a sankalpa. So what is the sankalpa? So we say sankalpa is a thought in your mind, is a resolution in your mind. But Shankara gives a very clear definition. He says sankalpa is kartavya akartavya vishaya vibhagena samarthanam. The capacity to discriminate between what is to be done and what is not to be done. Kartavya, akartavya vishaya vibhagena. To separate them, to discriminate, which we otherwise call proper judgment. And therefore, what is Sanat Kumara saying? That judgment, the ability to judge properly, is more superior to the mind. Why? Because it calls for discriminating between what is right and what is wrong. And if you remember Tattva Bodha, what is the function of the mind and what is the function of the buddhi? Buddhi was the analysis function. And buddhi is, he's saying buddhi is superior to the mind. So he calls that sankalpa here. So that sankalpa has to pervade both the kartavya vishaya, what is to be done, and akartavya vishaya, what is to be done. Therefore, you have to think about what is the object before you. What is the duty which you are trying to do? What is the action which you are trying to do? Should it be done or should it not be done? Is the discriminative inquiry. And then after that, you should make a decision, which the decision is made by the buddhi. Thereafter, the mind should function only in the field of what is to be done, in kartavya. You should avoid the mind moving into that portion which is not to be done. And therefore, he says sankalpa is more pervading than the mind. So now look at the words. Sankalpayate atha manasyati. First, he does Sankalpa. First he examines what is to be done, what is to be not done. Atha manasyati. Then only you should desire. So you should desire only proper desires. For that, first you should do a discriminative analysis. So sankalpayate atha manasyati. First he makes the judgment of what is right, what is wrong. Then he desires. Therefore, atha vacham irayati, then expresses. Namu namnirayati namni. Then the nama comes. So first there is the judgment, then there is the desire, then vacham, the expression, and then namna, then the name comes. So step by step he is going. From nama he comes to mantra, and from mantra he comes to karma. So mantra ekam bhavanti mantreshu karmani. So from the name you come to the mantra, chant the mantra. From the mantra you come to the karma. What is being said? All Vaidika karmas should finally arise from the sankalpa only, from the judgment only. Therefore, from sankalpa everything arises, and therefore he says that the sankalpa is more pervading. And therefore, sankalpa vava manaso bhuya. Sankalpa is superior to the manaha, to the mind. The next mantra, he gives an example. It is imagined that all the 5 Panchabhutas also have sankalpa, etc. So we look at that mantra. Mantra number 2. 742. Tani hava etani.
Tani hava etani.
Sankalpaikanani.
Sankalpaikanani.
Sankalpatmakani.
Sankalpatmakani.
Sankalpe pratisthani.
Sankalpe pratisthitani.
Tisthitani.
Tisthitani.
Samakrapatam. Samakrapatam.
Samakripadam.
Samakripadam.
Dyavya Prithvi.
Dava Prithvi.
Samakalpetam.
Samakalpetam.
Ayushchakasham.
Vayushchakasham.
Samakalpantam pantapscha.
Samakalpantapascha.
Tejascha tesha.
Tejascha tesham.
Sankliptyai varsham.
Varsham.
Kalpate varshasya.
Sankalpate varshasya.
Sankliptya.
Sankriptya.
Annam sankalpate.
Annam
Nam sankalpate.
Annasya sankliptyai pranaha.
Nasya sankriptyai pranaha.
Sankalpante.
Sankalpante.
Prananam sankliptai mantraha.
Prananam sankriptyai mantraha.
Sankalpante.
Sankalpante.
Mantranam sankalptrai.
Pranam sankriptyai.
Karmani sankalpante.
Karmani
Karmani sankalpante.
Karmanam sankalptai.
Karmanam
Karmanam
sankriptai.
sankriptyai.
Lokah sankalpate lokasya.
Lokaha
Lokah
sankalpate lokasya.
sankalpasya.
Sankalptai sarvam.
Sankriptyai sarvam.
Sankalpate sa eshaha.
Sankalpate sa eshyah.
Sankalpa upasasveti.
Sankalpa
Sankalpam upasasveti.
So Sankalpa is the Karanam and the whole chain is after that. And what is the chain? Sankalpa to Manaha to Vak to Namaha to Mantraha to Karmaha. So Sankalpa, Manaha, Vakindriyam, Namaha, Mantraha, Karmaha. This is the chain. And he says, Tani Hava Etani, all the members of this chain, Sankalpai Kayanani, they all resolve into Sankalpa at the time of Pralayam. Therefore, what? Sankalpa is also the Laya Karanam, into which they dissolve. And Sankalpa Atmakani, and because Sankalpa is the Laya Karanam, they all have Sankalpa as the Srishti Karanam also. Right? And not only that, Sankalpe Pratishtatani. Sankalpa is also the Pratishta Karanam. The Pratishta Karanam is Sthiti Karanam. And therefore, Sankalpa is not just the dissolution Karanam, it is also Sthiti, Srishti, and Laya Karanam. It is the origin, the cause of the origin, the cause of the maintenance, as well as the resolution ground for all the members of that chain. So he says, Samakluptam Dhavya Prithvi. Dhyava is the Swarga, and Prithvi is of course Prithvi. So that is the members of the chain, and Samakalpetam, they function in accordance with this order. And this is an important word, Samakalpetam, the order representing the functioning of the creation. And what is the order which represents the intelligent functioning of the intelligent creation called? It's called Ishvara. And therefore here, this Samakalpaha is the sense of order, sense of propriety. And it's not just these three, Vayuscha Akashamcha, the wind and the sky, they also function Samakalpaha in an orderly manner. And Samakalpantapscha Tejascha, the Apaha and the Tejaha, the water and the fire, they also function Samakalpaha in a very orderly manner, right? You know, the rain comes at proper time, summer comes at proper time. And they all function in the absolutely orderly manner. They don't interchange their timings because there will be chaos. And Tesha Sankrutyai, because all the 5 elements, Panchabhutani, function in this orderly manner. Varsham Sankalpate, rains also come in an orderly manner at the ordained time. And Varshasya Sankalpya Annam Sankalpate, because the rains function in the orderly manner, they come at the proper time. The crops also grow in an orderly manner at the right time. Annasya Sankalpye Pranaha Sankalpante. When Annam is available, human beings have Annam, they are healthy, and Pranaha, therefore they have good Pranaha. Prananam Sankalpratyai Mantraha Sankalpante. When human beings are healthy, the mantras they can chant. Therefore they study the Vedas, they come to Gurukulam. All these things can happen only if human beings are healthy and good condition. And mantranam sankalpriyate, sankaltrai karmani sankalpante. When the mantras are chanted, when Veda Adhyanam is done, Vaidika karma will also be done. And karmanam sankrutyai lokaha sankalpate. When Vaidika karma is done, lokas will be there. All the 14 lokas will be there because all the lokas are nothing but karma phalam. A very nice point is being made. That the lokas are available only because karma is being done on Prithiloka. And lokasya sankrutyai sarvam sankalpate. When karma phalam is done, is there. Sarvam sankalpate. There will be order in everything. Therefore, what should you do? Esha sankalpaha sankalpam upasasveti. Meditate upon this sankalpa Brahma. So a long series of upasanas. So with this we'll stop for today. Any questions? Okay. So we will Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Evavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you.
Namah Shivaya. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi.
Acharya ji.